The Nigerian Red Cross says that in 2024 alone, over 30 million citizens will suffer from hunger. The Red Cross made this known while marking the World Red Cross Day in Abuja, calling on citizens and the government to extend a hand of support to those desperately in need of aid. Amadin Uyi reports.
The Nigerian Red Cross joined the international community to mark the World Red Cross Day. The Red Cross says that with conflicts and disasters increasing worldwide, the work of its volunteers is already cut out for them.
Nigerian society remains the #1 volunteer organization in this country in alleviating the suffering of the vulnerable people wherever it may be found. Our network of volunteers span across the 774 local governments of this country in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. We have over 800,000, nearly 1 million volunteer network in this country.
Together with the Nigerian Red Cross Society, the International Committee of the Red Cross work in the Northeast to reconnect families separated due to the conflict, promote health and hygiene, best practices, and train mothers and caregivers to identify malnutrition and respond to it.
We've been working in Nigeria with Nigerians for over 100 years now, as you heard, since 1917. So we look together with the Nigerian Red Cross, we look back at the long partnership, and we're committed to remain in Nigeria.
It adds that the World Red Cross Day presents an opportunity to inflect and consider the well-being of its volunteers.
You cannot do very well if the hand feeding the sick is also sick. Then the ability to handle it will be impossible. And therefore, keeping humanity alive makes us look at our volunteers of various cadres, including the likes of me standing here, that while you are using them to take care of bad situations, let us also see how we can also take care of them to be alive in order to take care of those we need to be alive.
The Red Cross also raised an alarm over the projected number of vulnerable Nigerians that will suffer from hunger in 2024, saying there is a need to prepare to reach out to them.
This year, more than 30 million people are going to be hungry in this country. Let me repeat that. 30 million people are going to be hungry in this country. But there are 207 or 170 million other Nigerians that can help other Nigerians. Why are we not standing up? We must and we should. And let's show the rest of the world that the Nigerians do believe in humanity and are keeping it alive.
The Red Cross called on citizens, private and public organizations, including the federal and state governments, to support humanitarian efforts aimed at reaching out to the poor and needy, desperately in need of aid. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadin Uyi.
And now to discuss this further, I'm being joined by Ambassador Adeniyi Bunmi, agribusiness consultant, and he joins me live. A very good morning to you, Ambassador Adeniyi. Let's get started. How do you perceive the impact of the Nigerian Red Cross's projection that over 30 million citizens will experience hunger in 2024, particularly on the agricultural landscape?
Okay, thank you very much for having me. That's the reality as of today, even if not more than that. The major problem is the insecurity, the fact that our ecosystem is changing, climate change, a lot of things are really affecting the agribusiness sector. And when you don't have food, there's a big problem, big problem. The rate at which farms are closing, the rate at which people are moving out of the rural area is at alarming. I can tell you it's probably more than 30 million that are currently suffering, and that's a very bad thing.
So what do you think are the primary factors contributing to this impending hunger crisis as highlighted by the Nigerian Red Cross?
Just like I just said, this thing didn't start today. It has just like a process coming, gradually, and now it's escalating. Insecurity is number one because the bulk of areas which most of our grains, especially, this type of food that everybody eats, being produced, are not more accessible. So the farmers are not in the farm. Some people, even some of them will try to farm, and it's so ridiculous that bandits will come tell you that, yes, you farm, no problem, but for you to be able to harvest what you have on your farm, you need to pay us. So it's so ridiculous that everybody is just at the mercy. And say, okay, what's the reason of me risking my life farming? And each of those farmers that step out of a farm means a lot of numbers for food that we don't have in Nigeria. If somebody is producing 10,000 plus on 10,000 hectares or 10,000 acres, and he is doing lesser than that, then the food will be less in the market. So that's the process. Then we come to other sectors like other area like the southern region, southwest, southeast. The level of production is still very low, and the rate of people coming into agric is also very low compared to what we have in the northern part. So there are really a lot of things that came together to cause this issue. And if we don't work on it, it will affect almost everybody.
So in light of these issues that you just highlighted, right, so insecurity is big on there, pretty much the top of the list. What strategies or intervention do you believe should be prioritized within, the agricultural sector to ensure food security and, most importantly, alleviate hunger in Nigeria?
Okay, I think government should really understand the business of agriculture. They should understand that this is a sector that does the dual, most needed thing in every country in the area of job creation and wealth creation. Now, government needs to be deliberately involved in the area of security. I don't know much about security architecture, but my idea is, why don't we have mini barracks in some of these producing areas, whereby we have our militaries on board, and they are there in several states like where we're having these issues. They are just there to make sure that there's security. The presence of our military should be able to ward off this set of people. This is a nation that is so great. Bandits should not win this, war of, sending people out of that. So if we have the presence of military in these big states where foods have been produced, and farmers will be so comfortable to go back to the farm, that's number one. Number two is government should make sure they put in place a conducive environment in the area of supporting farmers to produce input that is needed, the knowledge that is needed to be able to, for us to be able to multiply what we are producing. And I can tell you, if you do some of these small things, in 2-3 years, we should be able to start, looking at food sustainability to some extent. Yeah.
Ambassador Adeniyi, many thanks for coming on. I appreciate you for doing this with us.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.